All right, let's focus in then on the tax decision, or in fact, no tax decision. Joining us now, Senior Tax Attorney Jean de Toit. Good evening to you and a very warm welcome. We'll get to the tax in just a moment. What's your overall assessment tonight? How are you reading this budget?
Well, I think today delivered a pleasant surprise for most taxpayers. I mean, especially given the build-up to the budget where many pundits predicted that the minister would not have any choice but to increase VAT. Some even said by 2% or an increase in tax rates across the board, or at least for tax brackets to remain static. But the minister obviously realized that it may be foolhardy to, tax taxpayers in this economy.
Let me pick up on that word foolhardy. What would a move on corporate and personal tax have done? How much more pressure would it have put the likes of you and me under?
Well, I think from a corporate tax perspective, it would definitely have an impact on foreign investment, which is something we desperately need at the moment, and that's why they also look forward into the future to adopt reform there. I think from an individual tax perspective, in the current climate, it would just have not given the economy an opportunity to recover and to grow, for people to earn more income, which would have ultimately led to more tax revenue.
We also have an above-inflation increase in the personal tax brackets. Am I correct?
That is correct.
What does that mean?
Well, it means, well, just to give a bit of context, over the last 2 years, the tax brackets have remained stagnant. And what that does is if taxpayers' salaries increase with inflation, they automatically move into higher brackets, which mean that they would pay higher tax. And what they did this year is they increased it above inflation, which means that overall taxpayers get a relief of up to 2 billion rand.
So who specifically benefits from that? At what level within the tax brackets?
Well, I think across all tax brackets, tax-paying individuals will get relief from this. But the minister indicated that people earning below 500,000 rand would benefit the most.
All right. Then we also have an increase in the tax-free threshold. That also assists people at the lower end of that spectrum. Am I correct?
Yes. By increasing the primary, secondary and tertiary rebates, the tax threshold goes up from around 79,000 rand to about 83,000 rand.
So that effectively means that if you're earning that per annum, you're not paying tax.
You're not paying tax.
And again, that brings more people possibly into that net, and the knock-on effect there is that they have a little bit more disposable income possibly, which in effect is a stimulus for the economy.
Absolutely.
All right. We also have tax-free savings increasing from 33k to 36k. Is that enough?
I think that's in the bigger scheme of things, that is a rather small concession. I mean,
explain to me, Jean, what that concession means.
What that concession means is that previously people were entitled to invest 33,000 rand per annum in a tax-free savings account. You were capped at that. From now on, going forward, you can invest 36,000 rand, which means that the interest that you earn...
Doesn't sound too impressive, does it?
Exactly, yeah.
And then just finally, an increase in the value of medical tax credits. How does that work?
Same reason. If the money that you spend towards your medical aid is assigned a higher value, which means that you get a credit for the medical aid expenses that you incur every year.
So overall then, if you're to give this a mark, it is an austerity budget, but not perhaps as onerous as many of us thought this time last night.
Definitely. I think from an individual tax perspective, as you said, taxpayers can breathe a sigh of relief.
Small sigh of relief, though.
Small sigh of relief.
Right, Jean de Toit, thank you very much indeed.